Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Council Chambers, Monday, February 26th at 4:30 p.m. We've got a couple announcements. Tom, do you want to start?
Yeah, I was very happy to attend the fire department awards evening on Saturday. Fire department gives out awards every year to some of the volunteer members who exceed in various areas. They had a mayor's award, and I believe that was won by Rick Chenur this year, and that is an award for kind of the best attendance at events, activities, at fires, at whatever. Then Jeff Gerlinger got an award for kind of the most improved kind of a firefighter. And they had some new firefighters there, which was good. And they had some retired firefighters there. So it was a very, very nice evening. And congratulations to all the award winners. And thank you very much to all the volunteer fire department for such a great job.
And Crystal?
Yeah, just a quick announcement about the Badlands Trail Society AGM is on February 29th at the Drumheller Legion from 5 till 6. Very quick AGM, it looks like. And there will be chili for $5. So if you want to learn about what the Badlands Trail Society has been up to the last year, make sure you come to the AGM and learn all about them and join to be a member.
All right. And Lisa?
The Chamber of Commerce is holding their annual AGM March 5th at 7 o'clock at the BCF. I recommend you call the Chamber just to get registered. It's open to all members.
Yeah, Crystal just, another one.
I was just saying that I got to enjoy the Cold Bones Music Festival this weekend. And I just want to say thanks to Joe and Pam Vickers, Chris and Candice Lorenz from Heller Good, and Boots and Laura from Good Girls Vantage, who put on this incredible music festival between 3 venues. And everywhere I went, the venues were packed, and more than half the people were not locals. So it was great to see all the people that came into our community for the weekend. So looking forward to next year.
Yeah, and a great event out at the Badlands Amp again with the whole, that was well attended, I hear. Unfortunately, I had my little grandson I was busy with. So, and then I had the opportunity of attending the Amalite Opera that afternoon, and what a beautiful thing. And it would be wonderful if we could bring more of that culture kind of music to the valley. So there's a lot going on in Drumheller if you look hard. All right, any addition? Oh no, first I have got to swear in the deputy mayor for March and April, Councillor Tony Locker.
I, Tony Locker, solemnly affirm that I will diligently, faithfully, and to the best of my ability execute according to the law the office of Deputy Mayor for the town of Drumheller for the months of March and April 2024.
Congratulations, Tony. And thank you to Patrick for covering me while you were covering Deputy Mayor, so I greatly appreciate it. All right, any additions to the agenda? No, could I get a motion to adopt the agenda, please? Lisa.
I move that Council adopt the agenda for the February 26th, 2024 regular Council meeting as presented.
Seconder, please, Stephanie. All in favor? Carried. Can I get a motion to accept the minutes of February 20th, please? Tony?
I move that Council approve the minutes for the February 20, 2024 regular Council meeting as presented.
Seconder. Patrick, comments? All in favor? Carried. Thank you. All right, let's move on to 6.1.1, please, Dagan.
Thank you, Mayor Kohlberg. So the first 3 items I have on the agenda this evening are actually all expropriations relating to property acquisition in the community of Knacmine for the construction of the Knacmine berm. These are the final 3 parcels that we need to obtain land from in order to build the berm. And these ones have been somewhat delayed compared to the others as we sort out some land boundary issues. So we met with Alberta Public Lands back in mid-December, And then we just heard back a couple of weeks ago with some feedback on where the public land boundary is relative to the private lot boundary, as they are riparian owners. So the boundary does move as the river moves. And as we know, the Red Deer River and the side channels do change over time. So the first request for decision I have is for a notice of intention to expropriate for 44 2nd Avenue in Nackmine. We did begin discussions with the landowner in this property in August of 2023, starting with our our impacted landowner meeting, and one-on-one meetings have followed that. To date, the landowner has not accepted our purchase offer of fair market value as we determined by an appraisal for the portion of the property we need. We will continue discussions with them, but because of the timelines for expropriation, we would like to start the first stage in the process here at council. And so we're recommending that council approve the resolution for expropriation and notice of intention to expropriate for 44 2nd Avenue. Again, the lot being a riparian one, the property description is somewhat of a lengthy one there. The cost for purchase of the lands, even under the expropriation process, are 100% eligible under the provincial grant funding agreement. But we are only able to offer fair market value for that to be the case. And in terms of communication, the notice of intent to expropriate will be given to the affected property owner and anyone with a registered interest on titles as soon as possible following registration at land titles.
All right, council, can I get a motion, please? Tom?
I'm going to do the easy one. I move that council approve the resolution for expropriation and notice of intention to expropriate pertaining to a portion of land described as Plan Nackmine 7125DD, Block B, excepting that portion which lies to the east of a line drawn parallel with and 103 feet perpendicularly distant northwesterly from the southeasterly boundary of said block. Title number 061102801.
Seconder, please. Lisa? Comments? Tony?
Okay, just to reiterate again, I know you said it earlier, but this is our next step in a process here. Does not preclude continued negotiations going forward. So is this worth repeating again?
Anybody else? All right, all in favor? Carrie, taking the next one, please.
So the second request for decision we have before council is for a portion of the property at 287 First Street in Nackmine. Again, similarly, the landowner was invited to our impacted landowners meeting in August 2023, and subsequent one-on-one landowner meetings have occurred. The property owners haven't accepted our purchase offer at fair market value, but we will continue to work to try to get that accepted. But again, because of the timelines for expropriation, we would like to start that process. And so similarly, the costs of the land purchase and related legal fees will be covered by the province. Again, only if we're offering fair market value or the amounts are awarded through the expropriation process for payments. And as with the first one, the communication will be made to the property owner directly through notice of intention to expropriate, and any parties with a registered interest in the land as soon as possible following registration of the notice of intention to expropriate with land titles.
Motion, please, council. Crystal?
I move that council approve the resolution for expropriation and notice of intention to expropriate pertaining to a portion of land described as Plan Nackmine 7125DD, that portion of the southeasterly 31 and 40/100 31.40 meters in perpendicular with width of Block B, which lies to the northeast of the southwest 22 and 86/100 22.86 meters of the said Block B, accepting thereout subdivision plan 9312239 containing 0.072 hectares, 0.180 acres, more or less, title number 001142256.
Seconder, please. Lisa, comments? The same here. Talks are still allowed to move forward. All right. All in favor? Carried. Carry on, Dagan.
So the third request for decision we have before council this evening is actually one that we did originally bring to council on December 4th and was passed by council at that time. But we did not proceed with registering with land titles at that time because of the uncertainty about the property boundaries. So with Alberta Public Lands getting back to us very recently, we have actually changed the boundary of the property, and the taking here is slightly larger because the property's owner's land has grown slightly with the new river boundary as defined by Alberta Public Lands. And so we are bringing this one back to council with the updated taking area. And again, this landowner was invited to the impacted landowner session in August 2023. And then one-on-one discussions have been ongoing with them and their legal counsel since that time. And we haven't come to a settlement in terms of the fair market value on that one. So we are recommending to move forward with the expropriation. And again, as the other ones, the costs for land purchase will be covered by the provincial government. And the communication strategy will be, as outlined, the property owner will be notified along with all parties with a registered interest in title. And as well, I didn't mention for the previous two, but we are required to advertise twice in the local newspaper as well on these.
Thanks, Dagan. Motion, please. Patrick.
I move the council approve the resolution for expropriation and notice of intention to expropriate pertaining to a portion of land described as that portion of the northwest quarter of section 8, township 29, range 20 west of the 4 meridian, described as follows. Commencing at the point of intersection of the northeasterly limit of 3rd Avenue with the northerly production of the northwesterly limit of 3rd Street, as said avenue and street are shown on Plan NACMINE 7125DD. Thence northerly along production of said limit of 3rd Street to the right bank of the Red Deer River shown on Plan 5346. Thence westerly along the right bank to its intersection with the said northeasterly limit of 3rd Avenue, then southeasterly along said limit to the point of commencement pertaining to 0.648 hectares, 1.6 acres, more or less, title number 191049429.
I'm just going to change. You said commencement pertaining, it's commencement containing. So just if we could note that. All right, thank you, Patrick. Seconder, please. Tony, comments? Tom?
Yeah, I was just wondering, you said that this amount of land had been increased. So we are only needing the land that we need though, right? Like when we expropriate land, this is land that we absolutely need. We're not taking a bunch of land that we're not going to need or use.
We are taking predominantly the area that's needed for the berm footprint, but we are not leaving a remnant parcel on the wet side of the berm in that landowner's name. So we take where the berm sits and then all the way to the boundary of the parcel, because otherwise we would be leaving them with a small remnant piece that's completely undevelopable and really not worth anything. So that's why the area increased, because that riverine boundary changed for the increase.
Anybody else? All right, all in favor? Carried. Okay, Dagan, you again?
So the next two requests for decision I have before council are relating to the land that we need to purchase for the construction of the Rosedale berm. And so the landowners in Rosedale were invited to attend an impacted landowner meeting in October of 2023 and invited to have follow-up one-on-one discussions after that time. In this particular case, the landowner had engaged legal counsel, and so we haven't been able to have one-on-one discussions with them following the initial meeting in October. And we haven't been able to have them accept the fair market value offer at this time either. So we are moving forward with the first stage of expropriation, and we will continue to work with them to try to get that offer accepted. In this case, we are looking at a full buyout of the parcel. The location that the berm sits on this parcel crosses right through the dwelling on the property, so it's no longer feasible to keep the lot. We would potentially look at moving the house if that is possible. It's something we've done in other full buyout properties. And again, the costs for the land purchase are covered by the provincial government funding, and any damages would be reviewed by the province through the expropriation process. In terms of communication, it would be the same as with the previous ones, where the affected property owner will be notified of the notice of intent to expropriate once it's registered with land titles, as well as anyone with an interest in title, and it will be advertised in the local paper 2 days, or 2 times, 7 to 14 days apart.
Thanks, Dagan. Motion, please. Tony?
I move that council approve the resolution for expropriation and notice of intention to expropriate pertaining to the parcel of land described as Lot 18A, Block 10, Plan 9410239, title number 201030219.
Seconder, please. Crystal? Comments? All in favor? Carried. All right, Dagan, you again.
So the final request for decision we have before council this evening is for 503 Railway Avenue in Rosedale, and it is to purchase a portion of the lot that's needed to construct the berm on the back of this property. Again, the landowner was invited to attend our impacted landowner meeting in October 2023, and similar to the previous one, they engaged legal counsel shortly after that, and we haven't been able to have one-on-one discussions with them regarding the purchase. And as well, they have not accepted offer of fair market value for the purchase of the land. And so we're recommending that we move forward with notice of intention to expropriate, given the timelines for the land acquisition process, and that we would like to start construction of this berm in spring 2025. The costs of the land purchase through expropriation are eligible for the provincial funding grant and any damages awarded through the expropriation process as well. The communication strategy, as with all the other ones, will be to notify the affected property owner and anyone with registered interest in the land, and twice advertising in the local paper 7 to 14 days apart.
Motion, councils. Steph? Anybody else?
I move that council approve the Rosedale resolution for expropriation and notice of intention to expropriate pertaining to a portion of land described as Lot 6A, Block 10, Plan 0610286, title number 061036718+1.
Seconder? Lisa? Comments? All in favor? Oh, sorry, Lisa, go ahead.
I was just looking at the map, just like Steph was. So that's one kind of odd parcel. Does the property on the right of it, adjacent to it, is that owned by the town as well? Or is there a house there? Like, I'm just wondering if it's like a larger green space in total, or if it's part of the parking lot. The hoodoos or
That's part of the swinging bridge parking lot
not
on the
hoodoos,
plan.
suspension
Sorry,
bridge.
where you see the extra road B plan. And that was actually a subject at council a few weeks ago where we were looking at doing a road closure there so the town could gain ownership of that land as well to be constructing the berm on it.
Okay, no, thank you.
Anybody else? All right, all in favor? Carried. All right, you took up the whole meeting. Can I get a motion to adjourn, please? Lisa,
I'll move to adjourn.
seconder, please. Steph, all in favor? Carried. Thank you, everyone, for being with us. And it was a very quick meeting for us. So anyways, we shall see you next week and have a great week and stay warm out there. Take care.